Hey, I'm back as promised to share some of my story with you and why I feel so called to share the wisdom of Chinese medicine with you, this way of relating to the emotions and really understanding how our emotions affect our health and how our body affects our emotions, what it means to keep things moving so we don't have that stuckness that can make us sick, and also to share with you the work that reconnects. So, my maiden name is Wang. My dad's parents are from southern China. We're from southern China. My grandpa grew up in a small village, a place of rice fields and water buffalo, and he spent most of his adult life in the Midwest, where we'd visit a couple times a year, and he would always welcome us with a feast. Such good food. I was told by others, he would spend hours, feeling every persimmon in the store to get the best one, making sure he found the best bitter melon, talking to the butcher and the person selling the fish way ahead of time to make sure he could get us the best food that he possibly could. And then he would spend hours in the kitchen. We would smell the feast coming and present us at dinner time with more food than we could possibly eat. Although we did eat a lot of it. It was really good. My own medicine is also rooted in the traditions of China, the poetic science of classical Chinese medicine and the movement arts of Qigong and martial arts. But I didn't learn these directly from my family. My grandparents spoke different dialects of Chinese, so they used English in the home, and my dad grew up speaking English, went and learned Mandarin Chinese in college, and he's spent lots of time in China and Taiwan, so he's fully fluent in Mandarin Chinese, but it's a different version of the language than he would have gotten from either of his parents. And sort of similarly, I have come back to Chinese medicine through lineage keepers born, many of them in the US, some in Germany, Canada, Taiwan, and some in China. And this is how I've been able to reconnect with this ancient ancestral wisdom. My grandpa did know, he would balance the 5 flavors in his food. The ways that Chinese medicine wisdom comes into a daily life. Some of them were there, but the deeper body of wisdom that I've been studying in and practicing in and want to share has come through these years in my own adulthood, studying and practicing. So what many people may know is that I have a master's degree in Chinese medicine, Oriental medicine. I studied acupuncture, herbal medicine, Qigong, and all those tools and techniques we have that go along with those. You may know that I have a clinic. I help people with all kinds of illness and injury. I've given thousands of treatments. You may know that I offer dream work and celebrate the body as a miraculous landscape and really have this experience of self-love and love and admiration for each of you. But what you may not know is there was a time when I wasn't sure it was even a good idea to exist, when I was way out of balance. I've always had a lot of things going well in my life, and I don't know if anyone would have seen it on the outside, but on the inside, things were not right. There was a constant hum. Maybe you know this feeling, this background hum of but I'm not okay. I remember when I was 21 and I was just coming back into Chinese martial arts. I came home one night from training Kung Fu, and I felt so good, super good, like you do after an excellent session of training, of working out, especially of practicing, moving energy in this way. My cells were all buzzing. My aliveness and awareness was in all parts of me. I felt super good and super hungry. I was really hungry, and I remember opening up this package of organic frozen chicken breakfast sausage and dumping it in the pan for dinner. And as it was sizzling in there, this whole box worth, I thought, oh, no, wait, I already ate one of these today. Gong Fu is making me burn more calories and making me more hungry. Like, this is a lot of protein. I wouldn't normally be eating this. It's making me consume more of the life from Earth, whether plant or animal, more of it. Throw away more packaging, all the fossil fuels that went into producing this food and getting it to me, more waste, more consumption. Maybe I should give up Gong Fu. Maybe I should stop training so I don't get this hungry. And at the time, I was living with a boyfriend who was violent, and I was doing all kinds of things to try to minimize my impact all around. What I thought was my negative impact on him, what I thought was my negative impact on the earth. I wasn't shaving my legs, not just because I went to Evergreen and a lot of us didn't shave our legs, but really just because I didn't want to throw away any razors. I didn't want that trail of production and pollution and waste involved in making my legs prettier. I was just trying to get rid of all excess. And in that moment when I thought, maybe I should stop training so I don't eat so much, it hit me that it was like my goal was to exist as little as possible. Like, if I was trying to minimize my impact in all these ways, was the ultimate goal just to not be here? And that did not feel right. Those frozen sausages were such a far cry from the meals Grandpa used to cook for us. He wanted to really nourish us. He definitely wanted us to exist. He and my grandma clearly wanted us to exist. They thought it was fantastic. And they wanted us to love life, judging by how they spoiled me and my brother. That table was a demonstration that they believed we were worthy of nourishment and deliciousness. We tend to believe that feeling really good, that having what we want, that being well and happy and prosperous and relaxed is selfish. That we should make sure everyone else is taken care of first. That we should make sure all the problems are solved. Have you ever felt like you were putting your own needs off for later, whenever later is going to be? Once everybody else is taken care of, your responsibilities are met, and it's not going to feel so selfish to be happy and well. I really needed to come back to this. I needed to come back to this place inside me that knew that I was loved, that knew that I could be fed in this way, that knew that my well-being was worthy, and that was connected through these flavors, through this way of sharing, to balance. That there's more than enough for everybody, and I can have what I need to be balanced. So for me, understanding the world through the lens of the 5 elements makes all of this make sense. The 5 elements really are a way of looking at the expansion and contraction of all things. They're like the 4 seasons of the year, really, these different movements and phases that we all go through. My metal network was way out of balance. It's supposed to help us discern things, what's right, what's wrong, what's a yes, what's a no, to see the value in things. And I was just full of judgment against myself, full of guilt, and really not able to discern clearly. Not to mention the metal network is the lungs and large intestine, and my physical health issues have always stemmed from the lungs. My earth network was also pretty out of balance. Earth is about centeredness and integrity and nourishment, and I was not centered, and I was not in a healthy relationship with nourishment either. So I have been now practicing Qigong and martial arts for coming up on about 15 years. Yeah, a little over 15 years. And I feel balanced in those networks and in all kinds of other ways in a way I could not have imagined back then. It's through these tools that I've found this place where I can care for my patients, offer things to the wonderful people I meet online, take care of my family from a place of well-being and overflow. And that that inner knowing and that outer lens of self-love, of seeing myself and seeing you as miracles of nature, beautiful landscapes with amazing different aspects and facets, and places that might tend to slip out of balance, and how we bring them back into balance is like such a fun and beautiful art to me. There was a time when I wanted to study every kind of holistic medicine out there, homeopathy, and work with local herbs. And, I did 2 years of the naturopathic medicine program at my school, which was basically a couple of years of the foundations of for medical school, Western biomedicine, along with cool stuff like hydrotherapy and talking about the healing power of nature and the wisdom within the body. But I heard the saying that if you dig a bunch of shallow holes in all different places, you're never going to reach water. And by that time, I had glimpsed that it could be a lifetime of digging into Chinese medicine and martial arts. And that's what I chose to do, is dig there. And I found water. I feel myself swimming in these deep waters now that give me a way to understand myself, to heal myself, to liberate the healing wisdom that's inside of my body, just as it's inside of yours, and to clue me in when things are out of balance as to what I need. So this is why I feel so called to work with other people who want to serve, who want to make a difference, who feel that pain for the world and want to be a part of our shift towards a life-sustaining society, who are out there taking care of their kids or their parents, who are just called to give and are feeling out of balance and need some connection to how to relate to your emotions in a way that keeps you vibrant and healthy and well and ready to do all that giving and serving and creating from a place of overflow. All right, so if this intrigues you, if you want to learn more, you can DM me and we'll connect. I'll share with you the 6-week journey that's going to be starting the 2nd week of November, and we can talk about how I could best support you. I'd love to connect. Thanks for watching.